The following is a presentation of the Matt Talk Podcast Network.
The mind of Pat Popolizio is a wondrous thing. And for you Pack wrestling fans, you'll get to go inside the mind of the Skip each and every episode here on the Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast. Now, here's your host, NC State Director of Athletics Digital Communications, Brian Reinhardt.
Rolling right along with the 2018-19 season, a huge ranked battle is taking place in Reynolds Coliseum this weekend as the number 7 NC State wrestling team hosts number 11 Nebraska on Sunday, December 16th at 1 p.m. We get into that and a ton more in this brand new episode of the Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast. I am your host, NC State Director of Athletics Digital Communications, Brian Reinhardt, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Wolfpack, Pat Popolizio.
Brian, good to have you back. I know you were snowed in for a couple days, but I'm glad you fought through this weather and got back here to WB, so it's nice to have you.
You just wait. My northern blood, I have a little rip on the southerners and their snow.
You've gotten very soft since you moved down here.
How'd the pickup truck survive through the snow?
Piece of cake. That's why we were here training.
Okay. Four-wheel drive?
Yep.
Okay.
Didn't need it, though. Good tires.
First, before we talk some NC State wrestling action, it is finals week here at NC State, and there was a touch of snow that caused some havoc down here on these southern drivers, but university activities are continuing, and Pat, your guys are in the middle of taking their final exams to conclude the fall semester. With all of your newcomers, how has the class load been in general for the team this year?
Yeah, a lot of new guys heading into finals week. So some of these guys look like a deer in headlights at times and kind of asking them what's going on. But they've been doing a phenomenal job. I think we got a couple guys this semester, freshmen, that are in the running to get a 4.0. Very motivated group on and off the mat for the young guys. And overall, looking to finish this semester strong and get our GPA where we want it to be finally. It's taken a little bit of time, but I think we're going to have a lot of guys this semester with a 3.0 or higher and still shooting for that team goal as well.
As coaches, how involved are you guys as a staff with the guys and the finals that they are taking?
Yeah, it's a challenging week. Everybody's going in different directions this week, even more so than ever with the cancellation of some finals. So, again, you got to, when we're moving in so many different directions, you got to become flexible. The luxury we're at, we got so many good guys to train and a lot of coaches around here that know what's going on. So we're able to move some workouts around and piece some things together. Everybody's getting quality workouts in. They might just be at different times right now, and it's actually been a very good week of training for us. So I like where we're at in that aspect.
Jumping around a bit, we don't talk about redshirts too much on this podcast, but your newcomers are in action almost every weekend, traveling around the country in open tournaments. Some big wins already this year, but one that stuck out to me was last weekend, heavyweight Colin Lawler up at the George Mason Open. He won, and in the finals, he got a win over number 8 Matt Voss of George Mason, a top 10 win for a true freshman. That has to give Colin a huge boost of confidence as he continues on the redshirt circuit.
Yeah, that's a big win. Any true freshman right now getting wins over ranked opponents, that's a sign things are going in the right direction, and that's what we want out of our guys right now, is for them to step up, win right away. They don't need to wait. They need to know that they can win. At the end of the day, some of their toughest matches that they're going to see are right in our room against guys that have either competed here in the past or guys that are on our roster. So these guys need to go out there with that confidence and expect to win when they're in these environments and these tournaments, and that's good to see. It means he's doing everything right, and excited for his future and looking forward to others that we have that are redshirting as well.
And on a lot of our podcasts, we break down previous duels. This time might be a bit more of an abbreviated version since last time we talked. You guys picked up a couple of wins. First, a tight battle at ODU, then back home against App State. First, Pat, your thoughts back on the ODU duel, which you guys won 16-15.
Yeah, that was a scrappy duel. That's what we needed to really show that we got a lot of work to do. And I think people, right now don't realize how tough both those teams are. They might not be the top-ranked teams in the country right now, but I think across the board, every guy in there, is a guy that you got to be ready to wrestle for. We came in a little flat, and that's kind of expected for what we're doing right now with our training. And, we know what's on our schedule and certain events that we need to be 100% for, and we weren't for either of those, mentally or physically. And I think we're gearing more towards that for this next duel that we got coming up. That was a big part of our training, getting ready for different competitions. But, at the end of the day, you want to win everything that you're competing in, and we got to do a better job at that, being prepared as a team. But we still got left Old Dominion with a win, and here at App State, I think our guys both teams wrestled really hard, and we got what we needed out of that to continue to get better and put ourselves in position for a good weekend coming up.
Skipping ahead, but that's cool. Yeah. I'm trying to guide you here. This,
Well, if you gave me some cues, I'd be better at this.
I like to surprise you. Now, I was lucky enough to go up with you guys to that duel up at ODU. I didn't get that promised sandwich on the way up, but you guys killed it post-match with the Italian spread, so I appreciate that. Yeah. Now, we left campus pretty early and got up there a few hours before the duel. I love to be early, but you guys, for duels, take it to a whole new level. Take us through a normal routine for a match day. I don't think people understand how hard of a workout you guys do before weigh-ins.
Yeah, that's one of the tougher days for us as far as training goes. It's crazy how we have to do it because people are showing up watching the guys compete, but there's a lot of stuff going on before that, getting guys down to weight. So weight management is critical. That's what makes it long on the athletes themselves, and being there so early, because you never want to see a guy miss weight because you ran out of time. So we have to kind of give ourselves a nice cushion there. So our guys are doing a very good job. We still have some young guys that are still working through some, I would like to say, a routine of what it takes for them to be consistent on match days, and that's going to come with time, and we're getting better at it. So yeah, a lot of times, we're up early making sure these guys are eating, not missing meals, and then we're there, they'll get a workout in before we even left for a dual meet like Old Dominion. The guys were here working out in the morning. We got on a bus, traveled up there, and we had a workout again before weigh-ins, and then we had to wrestle in the match. So you look at it, some guys got 3 workouts in that day, and and then you got to expect to go out there and perform, and it's mentally tough on these guys, and that's what makes, I think, our sport unique and different, and it shows some true character at times, because it's a lot going on. Throw in school, finals, and any issues that you have in your personal life in there. It's a lot on a college kid. So I give these guys a lot of respect. I know what they're going through, and I admire their passion for it and desire to continue to get better, and it's what makes wrestling fun.
Some guys got in 3 workouts. Did you get a workout in?
I never miss a workout, Brian.
I didn't see you. I was here.
I got
didn't
up
see you.
real early.
Okay.
I was at the sometimes I like to go to the Y.
Okay. Incognito.
We don't have a sauna here in WB, so I'm allowed to go in the sauna, so it's good every now and then to get that in. Plus, you get a nice clean shave when you get in a sauna.
Returning to action in Raleigh.
I stumped you.
Yeah, you did. Last week, you guys won the first 8 matches of the day and defeated Appalachian State 29-9 in Reynolds. Your thoughts on the win over the Mountaineers?
Started good. We've, we're still working to be consistent in our wrestling, and we were not in the conditioning that we want to be in at the end of the year. We know that, we recognize that. We are working to peak at the right time. So with that, at times, you're going to go through some growing pains, and I think we see that right now when we're out there competing. And from learning in past history that you want to slowly work your way into that. And I think with the guys we have and the talent we have right now, we have to be very strategic in that approach. And that sometimes you're going to see some guys look a little flat out there competing. We got hit with a little bit of some, I don't know what was going on, but we got some of the guys were a little under the weather, and I think we've cleaned that up very good going into this week. So that's just part of the sport, and at any given time, you're going to have to wrestle banged up, not feeling 100%, or maybe, your weight was an issue here and there, and that's part of the early part of the season until you get guys in sync and in rhythm, and being consistent on everything that we're doing. And that's what we're going through right now. And we got a lot of young guys right now, so more so than last year, and that's okay, because we will get it figured out and make sure we're ready to roll at the end of the year.
I know it's early, but one thing I've been noticing a little bit, teams are not choosing down as much against NC State as in years past. Is that frustrating, guys? Have they had to adapt a different style? How's that kind of play into this season so far?
You know, if you're smart enough to know, that's an advantage that you have over competition. So, yeah, I think, with some of the reputation some of our guys have on top, that's pretty common, and that should give them confidence knowing if that's the case, you go into a match with a lead already, because if you can get off bottom, you get that extra point. And if not, it's still wrestling, and that's where it's going to force these guys to get better in certain positions. And I like it right now because it is. We kind of, you can play out some scenarios and you can say, hey, this might happen to you in a match, so be ready for it. And it's always fun to see how guys respond when it actually happens. And I think you're seeing that a little bit. And it'll make guys a little more comfortable as we get towards the end of the year, too, than knowing that that's going to probably be a common theme. And we'll use it to our advantage.
And in my opinion, a great home crowd for that App State duel. Probably the largest crowd we have had in Reynolds for a duel during the fall semester. I know we ask fans to pack Reynolds every time the Wolfpack is at home, but how great was it for you and the guys to have that kind of home atmosphere in your first big duel this season?
Definitely good turnout for a mid-week duel, being non-conference and another in-state team. I thought that was a good crowd, but it is. Reynolds is a great arena to compete in. It's loud. It's right there. There's not a bad seat in there, and it's just beautiful inside. Everything's very modern, and you got obviously the big screen up top. So anytime we get a crowd in there, it definitely adds to the atmosphere, and that's probably something we're looking forward to. Moving forward this weekend, get a big crowd, but we'll get that, I'm sure, at another time.
And yes, I'm going to ask our great fan base to once again pack Reynolds this upcoming weekend as number 7 NC State hosts number 11 Nebraska on Sunday, December 16th at 1 p.m. in Reynolds Coliseum. Fans can purchase those tickets now at gopack.com/buy tickets. Great redesign on GoPack, by the way, whoever did that. And you can always get walk-up tickets at the ticket offices. But Pat, are you going to let fans in on the surprise we have in store for this coming to the match against Nebraska?
No, they will have to show up, see what we have. I can promise you it will be a first-class event. We've worked extremely hard, and everybody here within the department to put this together, and always look forward to these kind of atmospheres because this is one that we're bringing out all the bells and whistles for. So it should be a really good atmosphere, and I know the guys right now are working hard on social media to get the word out there, and it's pretty creative and pretty funny. So, check out our social media right now, and you'll get some pretty good pictures.
On Twitter, at PackWrestle, definitely some unique promotions that are going on right now. But this weekend's duel is set up to be one of the best matchups of the weekend. Meeting for the fifth straight year, number 7 NC State sits at 5-0, while number 11 Nebraska is 4-1. Pat, looking at the rankings this week, two squads have a combined 14 ranked wrestlers by Intermat, including 10 top 10 wrestlers. A lot of familiar names for both sides from these previous meetings, and on paper, this is going to be a really good duel.
This is going to be a great duel. I'm really looking forward to a lot of these matchups. They're obviously across the board. Every guy that they're going to put on the mat is going to be ready to wrestle. They're obviously one of the best teams in the country year in and year out, and they've got a great history and tradition, and it's turning into being a great series every year for us, home and away, the last several years. So it brings a great environment for wrestling, and these matches make us better regardless of the outcome.
Still amazes me. I bring this up every year. I talk about this. The home team has not won in this matchup.
We've got to fix that. That's got to happen. But yes, I think you're right. I think the last 4 years it's happened like that.
I know I'm correct.
All right.
That's my job. Yep. There's a possibility of 5 ranked versus ranked matchups, including a pair that feature both wrestlers in the top 5 of their weight class. At 157 for NC State, redshirt sophomore Hayden Reynolds is ranked number 4 nationally, while Nebraska's redshirt senior Tyler Berger is ranked number 5. Hayden placed second nationally last year. Berger was third at the NCAAs. They met twice last year, and Hayden got a decision both in the duel and in the NCAA quarterfinals, but very close bouts. And last year, Hayden's win got some people talking as Berger was top 10 at the time. And this year, it's another chance for Hayden to make an early season statement.
Absolutely. 2 great wrestlers going to battle it out right in Reynolds, and they do. They have a little bit of history with each other, so they're going to both be very familiar, their styles. And it'll be fun to see what kind of adjustments both guys have made. And I like where we're at, getting back in rhythm here, training full-time with folk style. So it's going to be good, and it's a match that, we need to be ready to compete at the highest level that we possibly can. And it's going to be one of the premier matches this weekend.
I've noticed a lot more when guys are familiar with each other. A lot less scoring, it seems. A lot more feeling out process.
Yeah, I'm sure, you don't want to make any mistakes when you're out there competing, but I think both these guys are at that level that they know what they have to do to get wins. And I'm excited to see where we're at. I've seen the week of training we've put in and what we look like, and I just like the direction that this week has gone for Hayden in his training and where he's at mentally right now.
And up at 184 pounds, our second battle of a pair of wrestlers ranked in the top 5. The reigning ACC Wrestler of the Week, redshirt sophomore Nick Reenan, sits 5th nationally, and he'll take on redshirt sophomore Taylor Vence, who is currently 3rd. These two have not faced off in a collegiate match before, but you guys are very familiar with Vence. He went 1-1 against Pete Renda last year. What are you looking for in this matchup?
This is going to be a great matchup right here. Again, both very high-level guys. Vence probably has a little more experience right now in the college level. I know Reenan, they've wrestled a little bit in freestyle with the advantage going to Reenan there, but to match, that's one that's going to be very exciting, very high scoring, I'm sure of. Both guys are very offensive, so looking forward to that. It's probably going to be one of the highlighted matches of that duel, and it's one we got to be ready to wrestle. We're moving in the right direction, getting better every week. I think we've made a huge jump mentally and physically within this last year, and this is a match that, when you looked at the schedule when it came out, that you got to circle it and know you got to bring your A game, because this is a true competitor that we're going to see and a guy that's used to winning. And I'm ready for this test. Reenan's ready for this test. This is what it's about.
One guy we haven't talked about since the season got underway, but Wolfpack fans got to see in action in the win over App State. At 149 pounds, transfer Justin Oliver. He is off to a 5-0 start this season, up to number 4 in the rankings. First time you guys had a transfer come in and compete right away. How has his transition been, and what have you seen out of him leading into this duel?
It's been much needed for us. It was a weight that we didn't have a lot of depth or experience, so him coming in really elevated our team in that weight class, and then alone, that's a huge impact he's having on us. And he's quietly working his way up to the top. He's very consistent in his training, and it feels like he's been here for years. His personality, his demeanor, just his whole mentality mirrors what we're about, and I think it's one we've both are benefiting greatly from this, and I'm happy he's here, and I'm excited. At the end of the day, he's got wins over guys that people view as some of the better guys at his weight class. So he's beaten a lot of those guys, and I feel with his training that he's getting with Tariq, Kevin, Hayden, Morris, I can go on and on in a room. The training that he's getting with all these guys is really elevating his game, and most importantly, the confidence that he needs to win a national title this year.
Again, number 7 hosting number 11, Sunday in Reynolds, as the Wolfpack and Cornhuskers face off at 1 p.m. Pat, this is the last home duel until mid-January. So what a great opportunity for the fans to see some of the best college wrestlers in action in this ACC Big Ten battle.
Absolutely, and it's no better timing on a Sunday afternoon. So high school season is not competing on Sundays, and this will be a good opportunity for anybody locally that's in town to come in and support this team that really can use that extra boost in this kind of dual meet. That atmosphere will have a big impact on our guys.
I want to thank everybody for listening today. This is your Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast covering all things NC State wrestling. Until next time, Wolfpack wrestling fans, go Pack!
Mentality Pop-Ins podcast is produced by the Mat Talk Podcast Network. For more wrestling podcasts, go to MatTalkOnline.com.